Was there any specific challenges or pressure on you, as you know, today has until very recently always had a male and a female host. As the female host, did you have a specific role that you knew you had to deliver something that was different from your role previously as the news anchor?
No, I didn't internalize that, and I didn't think about that. But one of the dilemmas was that when you have, is that even before I became co-host, there was always a struggle between the co-hosts over time, because they would always be sort of competing for who would do what interviews, right? So that was always occurring, whether it was Katie or Matt or Meredith or Matt. And so when I showed up, I was obviously thrown into that, because that was the nature of how it worked. And because I was the lone woman on the totem pole, sometimes I lost out more than I wish I had on the news interviews, which is what I cared about anyway. But no, in terms of that other stuff, I think that there is an expectation that you are that you dress for the position, that you present. But I have always, you can tell from how I've lived and how I've lived in my life that I don't do the girl's job. I do the job.
Right. Did it bother you when there was chatter about whether you and Matt had good chemistry on camera? I mean, should it matter? Did it matter to you?
I think that anytime somebody is critical, it's hurtful, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that chemistry is not something, and I've heard this from other people too who have done on-air work. Chemistry takes two. And both of you have to want to be in the same place. And I think so. I think that, maybe I wasn't as lucky as I needed to be.
Mm. Were you happy with the job though? Did you see yourself doing it for a long time?
Well, I saw myself having the possibility of being great at it. Mm. I saw myself as having the possibility of growing, having a chance to grow into it, and to make the show smarter as well as more fun, because I knew the show so well.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
How did you find out that you would not be continuing with the Today Show? Who told you? And
it was, I think it was Jim Bell.
And were you surprised? Was there any sign it was coming?
I was surprised. Well, I think that there were some signs, because some stories had been planted in the papers saying that this might be occurring. So it wasn't like I hadn't heard this. And there's some other things happening that made me think just beforehand that something might be afoot. But I was surprised when all that started, because I didn't think that's the way it was going.